Welcome to Madeline Learns Piano, and it's another, well, you can't see, but it's a dark, cold Sunday night. I am so happy to be here with you guys because I thought about just being in my bed, and then I was like, why? I got piano to play, and I have piano to play with you guys, and I hope you're watching. And if you are watching this from bed, then power to you. If I could bring the piano into the bed, maybe I would, but I feel like I don't know how you get the right posture with all that, It doesn't seem to work. Anyways, as you can tell, I am over winter, but I am into the piano. So let's heat it up in here a little bit. I'm going to go straight into my warm-ups, and then I'll be using the technique book that I've used in past videos. If you want to see what that book looks like, I think you can link back to pretty much any of my other practices. Here we go. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move on up. Okay, these are warm-ups all from G position. That's my main focus. I'm playing in the G position. So I'm going to put my left hand on the lower G, right hand on the upper G position. Which is right here. Perfect. Sometimes you just hear like a melody, and I'm like, is that a song I used to know? Is it a song I want to know? Nice. Ooh, see, I heard that was off, and my fingers had indeed moved. All right, getting into some that sound a little bit more melodic. So now for these warm-ups, they actually have these words here. It's like it says P, M, F, and F. I'll show you. Finger is going to be on the P, right? P, M, F, and F. So those relate to like how strongly you're supposed to play the keys. Like piano, P is soft. M is mezzo forte. It's supposed to be medium. And then F is loud. And I'm not sure if it's maybe because this is like an electric piano. I can't always hear the exact difference. But I'm trying to do the ones softly, loudly. Let's try it again for this one because you will notice like the song go up. Maybe I could play it even softer. See, that's so loud. You almost want to come up here for this one. Maybe. So that's one. Oh, that's the left hand. That's why it didn't make sense. So I'm reading the bass clef and trying to play the treble clef. All right. Cool. I'd say that's a good amount of the warm-up book. I'm moving into my standard, the kind of more so textbook one, and we're learning about the new position for the C major chord. So I've got my hands on middle, C here. So you can play G major like this from the G chord, G, so it's G, B, D. But you can turn that into C major by just moving both your first two fingers over one, right? You almost kind of need a wide hand, so. And that's the same as C major, which is this. Just played over here. And G now is at the bottom versus at the top, right? Normally it's C, E, G, now it's G, C, E. This, I guess, will be important later. They don't say why. But let me try it a few more times with this left hand. I'm gonna move my whole feet. And I'm going to need that for this practice song called Beautiful Brown Eyes. First I play the practice. So. D7. That one is D7. that's that other one we did. Which is, oh, F sharp and then D. Cool, so they're bringing in that D7 from last week. And then you go back to. That is certainly a new way of doing that. All right, here's the melody for Beautiful Brown Eyes. 3. So starting in the middle, so every good band needs fans. So every good band. So it goes beyond B. And that is G, A, B. Yep, cool. So I'm good. G, A, B. C, D. Can't tell where that is. So that's every good band. So if that's a B, then that's a C. I don't know why that looks so high. So then when I play that, like, I don't like this song, right? And then I have to wonder, do I not like it because it's hard and it's new? Or do I not like it because it doesn't sound good? Or do I not like it because I'm not making it sound good? I will stick with it to where I can at least hear it all the way through, and then I will reserve my judgment. Here's the chorus. So that's the left hand. Pretty interesting. As my resistance to this song grows, I will put it down for tonight. But this is my marker that I will come back to it and I will practice it during the week. So hopefully we can come back to just listening to it, playing it through, and moving on. Focusing again on the 2 songs in these books. That's where I'm going to spend the rest of my practice. We will start with the Baroque Classical, Old German Dance Song, played from C major position. I'll play through each hand individually, and then we will do a bunch of practice together. Also, I did post a video this week playing this song. A friend wanted an update. I think the video is called like 2 songs for a friend or update, something like that. If I figure out how to link it in this live, I will. But if you want to hear where I'm at for that as of a few days ago, you can, although you get to see it live here as well. All right. I'm going to go ahead and try to play with both hands and you will see where the brain really starts to interact. Left and right hemisphere and all that jazz. So as you can see, when you have that interplay going back and forth, and maybe if you see the music, it'll help. Those second two lines, that's where it's really like flowing, right? Because if I play this on its own, right, you want to hear that. That sounds cute, right? But when you do it with the two beats, for the other hand, you get... And that's not the song, right? The song is... You need that. So I'm trying to meld it because it feels a lot like tapping your head and rubbing your belly. Maybe if I practice that. Maybe if I tap the belly now and rub the head. Why don't we ever do it that way? Tap the belly and rub the head. I feel like that has to help, right? Okay. Let me play it through again. First line, we'll take it there and see where we're at. So that didn't sound terrible, right? Like those are flowing. And that second line, that first line repeats itself. So we'll try it again. Even slower though, I wonder, slow to steady, steady to smooth. So that third bar is the worst one, this here. Hand all together, shake out the hand. Nope, start over. Ooh, see, sometimes you start it over and you just get completely lost and you're like, what even happened? Do not fear. I'm going to put it back into single hand mode. Deep breath and together. Hey, that sounded good. All right, to the second half of the song. This must have been when they were really jigging it up, because you know it's old German dance. And together. Hold on. Wanted to make sure that my one follower. Oh, good. Sorry. I was getting alerts because sometimes I can't exactly tell on the screen if my video is working. So if I ever go like blank, please leave a comment. I won't know. I mean, it's there, but I'm playing music. the live part is kind of secondary, but it was not an urgent SOS. So here we go. I do need to like, I'm gonna put this on silent. We'll just, oopsies. Okay, that's the right hand, this is the left. It feels a little messy, but I'm doing that on purpose, right? Because I practiced earlier in the week going really slow, and you can hear that here, right? But that doesn't sound like a song, right? It kind of sounds like notes on beat. So I want to get the fluidity for this hand to feel free to just... Let's try that. Now, if you haven't turned off the video at that point, thank you very much. We will close for Old German Dance with that section. Maybe one last time through, see if we got any better. Stretch out the hand and the shoulders. Oh, you know what? I accidentally moved my hand that time. That's why that sounded so bad. I was over here on C major. So we definitely can't end on that. Wow. Feel free in the replay to fast forward through this. Although I guess at this point you made it through the bulk of the practice. So, oh wait, no, you do play it from C position. So I had moved my right hand out of C. Can you tell I'm a little tired? This is why I was going to skip practice, but I feel like it has to help. Stay committed. Yep. Hey, all's well that ends well. Place that down for the night. Okay. This next book is The Romantic and 20th Century, playing À vous diriger maman. I will tell you, mother dear. And that does start from a higher C position. And then it's not quite this C. I think it has to be this C, right? Because you're starting with every good. So good bands. So that's a D. That's a C. Yeah. So higher C here. And then the lower C. I'm just gonna play the melody on the right hand first. reel of this. I made a little remix ad hoc about my feelings for the season. If you want to go ahead and check that out. I don't know if I can link a reel, but if I can, I'll add it to the video. And I've played very little with this left hand. It just feels hard to read for whatever reason. But let's go ahead and try it. Well, that's 3. So they give you like the number here sometimes on the note, like where to start it. So yeah, it starts on a 3 and a 5. But then further down, it says sometimes they tell you like which finger to use because you're going up or down the keyboard. And that is for whatever reason, Mike not used to seeing an aside enough. Sounds different. But there we are. Let's just work on that first line with both hands. So. You can see why it's easy to stick with the melody. All right, so let's again I think for today I'm just gonna try to get it more into my left hand since I clearly don't like that one as much for this song. Yeah, so I picked that song because I think it's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. But they do have these shorter ones, which I had mentioned trying out. So I thought about that, although sometimes they don't, short does not mean easy. Like here's a simple melody, no flats or sharps, and it starts here. It says C. 3 is on every good band deserves. So 3 is on F. So if I go to the C, I go to the high C, maybe F is the 3rd finger, which would actually mean I'm starting on D. So. And then over here, I would be on the left hand starting with, so every good band deserves fans and cash, right? That's if you start on treble. But bass is 1 up. So instead of starting with every, you just start with good bands deserve fans and cash, right? So good bands. So it starts, so on B, from down here, they want the 5th finger on that, so good band. G, and before G comes A, B, C, D, E, F, and then before that comes E. So go to C, B, A, G. Right? So D, C, B, A, G, F, E. Cool. Which would put your 5th finger there, and then that means your 2nd finger should be on B. B, A, G. See, that sounds low. See, I'm already confused. So that's why you cannot just pick up these easy songs and try them. I think I will stick with A Vous Dirigez Maman. But as you can see, I'm learning to read the music in real time with you guys, living out loud, learning out loud. I mean, that one looks super wild, right? These folks were dancing. The folks were dancing at the folk dance. Say that 5 times fast. All right. I like to usually close with something fun. And what I have on hand, I've still been working on Mamma Mia. It has like 1/8 notes and 1/4 notes and some other stuff. I did play it with both hands today. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to play through the melody one last time so we can close on a song we should mostly know, kind of know, used to know, depends on your age. Here we go. Yeah. So that is a little high for my range, but it's Mamma Mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist ya? Right here. And see, that's one of the cool things about piano, right? Like, I feel like that's a teeny bit high for me to sing. Well, not really. That'd be my head voice. Mamma Mia. But once you know that, you can actually move this whole song down. You can move to G position here. And then this G is also a little low for me. Mama, mama, mamma mia. Right? And so that's where, like, I want to be able to play around with the music. But first I gotta learn the rules to break the rules. So thanks for watching. Thank you for showing up. I would have showed up earlier in the day, but I didn't want to go live earlier in the day, and that put me in this dilemma. So anyway, wherever you're at, I hope it's warm, I hope it's cozy, and I hope maybe you learned a thing, or if you want to teach me a thing, leave me a comment. I'd love to read it. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out how to turn this off. So have a wonderful evening, and catch you on the flip side. Okay, talk to you later. Cool.